Quite disappointing, Sage Ibrahim. Thank you for that report, but really disappointing
from the Abaji
to see that
Area
we're talking
Council
about water
in
2026. Very disheartening. But let's talk about Armed Forces Remembrance Day, which is today. Nigeria on the 15th of January observes Armed Forces Remembrance Day, honoring fallen officers and soldiers who died defending the country's unity, sovereignty, and territorial integrity. The annual event serves as a solemn national reflection on the sacrifices made by members of the armed forces from the First World War and the Nigerian Civil War to ongoing counter-insurgency, internal security, and peacekeeping operations. Beyond ceremonial wreath-laying and military parades, the day draws attention to broader issues of patriotism, the human cost of conflict, and the welfare of serving and retired personnel, as well as families of the fallen. With Nigeria still facing security challenges, including insurgency and banditry, this year's commemoration underscores the need for sustained support for troops on the front lines, improved care for veterans, and continued reforms within the nation's security architecture.
Join us now is CEO and founder of IBI Foundation, a veteran of the Nigerian Armed Forces, and advocate for veterans' welfare through his Veterans Outreach Initiative. We're joined by Lieutenant Commander Ibrahim Baba Inna, retired. A warm welcome to you, sir, and thanks for joining us on Breakfast Central. But let's just take a listen to this video.
It's always a pleasure to be on News Central.
We're happy to have you. Let's take a look at this video and then we'll come back to our questions.
Around our country. Nobody and no one will love our country more than ourselves. If we want a better Nigeria, we must unite to work together. As Nigerians, once we stand together against all odds, we will overcome. The Super Eagles have shown us that when you come together, there's no challenge that you cannot confront.
Before I pray, I have two appeals. As we journey towards 2027, I appeal to all of you to remain neutral and remain patriotic. Number two appeal. As ordinary citizens like us are hearing stories of what is happening in other West African countries, the way the militaries are taking over, we appeal to you. Don't think about it. Don't think about it. Just allow us to be making our mistakes and learning from our mistake. Eventually, we will get it.
The blood of our valiant heroes and heroines serves and will continue to serve as the seed of our national unity and progress, just as the blood of the martyrs in the seed of Christianity serves as gateway to heaven.
Those are excerpts from the church service marking the 2026 Armed Forces Remembrance Day. Once again, we have with us Lieutenant Commander retired Ibrahim Baba Inna, the CEO and founder of IBI Foundation, who happens to be a veteran of the Nigerian Navy. Thank you so much for joining us, and I'd like to start off by saying congratulations on your Distinguished Citizen Service Award that was conferred to you yesterday by the Minister of Defense. Now let's get straight into it. For those who have worn the uniform like you and also lost colleagues in service like you, what's the significance of the Armed Forces Remembrance Day? What does it truly represent beyond just ceremonies and the emblem and speeches?
Okay, thank you. Once again, I'm Lieutenant Commander Ibrahim Baba Inna, retired. I just have to make a little correction there. This year, it has been changed. It's no more Armed Forces Remembrance Day, but Armed Forces Celebration and Remembrance Day.
Okay.
Before now, the Armed Forces Remembrance Day was all about remembering our fallen heroes, appreciating them for their sacrifice, their service to our nation from the First World War, Second World War, and the Nigerian Civil War. So the Armed Forces Remembrance Day was a one-day event before now, but this year, and as we had earlier on the Minister of Defense speaking, it's all about also celebrating our living personnel, those in different theaters of operation in the country, those that still have their families with them. So it's all about honoring our fallen heroes and also honoring the personnel serving our nation right now. So it's a double event taking place right now in the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
All right. Congratulations and thank you for highlighting the celebration aspect of it. And what does that celebration typically look like for those who are members and those like yourself who have won this, and even the civilians, those who are on the outside who don't have a proper understanding? What do the celebrations typically look like?
So as I stated earlier on, the January 15th before now was to go to the arcade and lay the wreath for the unknown soldier on the fallen soldier. That happens all across the country. But with the celebration now and with the wisdom of the Minister of Defense, he was the Chief of Defense Staff, and he realized that there was something really missing, that we needed to celebrate those still serving. And that's why the celebration has come up. We commenced with the mosques, and then with the Islamic and the religious aspect, Christianity, they go to the church and mosques. Thereafter, there was a gala that I was given this award, the Distinguished Service Medal Award. Also, there's a golf kitty so that officers and personnel can come together and mingle. There was also a gala for the soldiers, airmen, and ratings of armed forces. And then there was a regimental dinner night yesterday for the members of the armed forces. Also, the Nigerian Legion is key to it. The Nigerian Legion is in charge of the veterans of the armed forces. So there was a lot of outreach yesterday, and I was part of the outreach. During the outreach, I also donated blood because there was a voluntary blood donation for the Armed Forces Celebration and Remembrance Day. So there was a lot of outreach. They shared foodstuff. They also shared foodstuff to retired veterans. Some of them that were there, they gave them BP machines, sugar checking machines. So the celebration goes beyond just our fallen heroes. Right now, those that are serving also see that the country also appreciates them for their selfless service and sacrifice for our dear nation. Celebration is both for our fallen colleagues and also for those serving, so that the sense of belonging among ourselves will also grow together. For those out there not knowing more about it, I'm sure everybody has been seeing this emblem being worn here, is to signify the Armed Forces Celebration and Remembrance Day. This, I'm sure people see at ports when they are traveling, in banks, that people should get it. The funds raised from selling this is also pushed back to the veterans to assist them in their daily activities. Because the veterans are really going through a lot. I'm a veteran. I really know what I'm going through with the situation of things, economic situation of things. So the little help that comes through the donation of this and support of different private and government organizations really go a long way to help the veterans.
Let's pause on that.
Yes.
Let's pause on that because I want us to expand and talk about what the reality of those who are alive are experiencing and the areas we need to see change. But we're going to a quick break, and when we come back, the conversation continues. Welcome back to Breakfast Central. We're still celebrating Armed Forces Celebration and Remembrance Day 2026. Thank you very much to our guests for staying with us. Now let's talk about what the current reality is. You were explaining about the poppy and how that adds, the sales from the poppy adds to the finances and the resources of veterans. How would you say the government has made provision for the veterans? Would you say that is adequate? What areas would you like to see an improvement?
So if I say veterans are all doing well, everything is okay, I'm lying. I'm a veteran. I shouldn't lie to people watching this or to myself. Things are not easy. Veterans are really going through a lot. And the veterans I'm referring to are not the veterans in the city centers. The veterans we have are spread around the country in so many villages, in communities that don't have basic amenities. So our veterans are really going through a lot of issues, be it health, be it economic, a lot of problems facing them. However, whatever happens, we should also be hopeful Government is doing its best. The minister, I was with him a few days ago. I also had a meeting because of my initiative, the Veterans Outreach Initiative. I'm trying to see how I can complement government efforts. Because when I retired, I sat down and realized that nobody was reaching out to me as a veteran. So instead of sitting down, I felt that I needed to take action. I needed to be different. And that's why I started the Veterans Outreach Initiative. And we've been able to reach out to veterans in communities, in villages, that since they left the service, they've not had any contact with the military. The beauty about it is that they still get their pension, and with the e-verification now, it's easier. Before now, we see veterans on the streets of Abuja, places loitering everywhere. But now that it's become electronic, it's easier. You can easily just get your data online and fill it, and you get your pension promptly and all your entitlements. So government is trying its best. I heard about the Renewed Hope initiative for veterans, and I've had with the Nigerian Legion too, we've had some discussion. A lot has been ongoing, but a lot more needs to be done, because these people gave their lives for this nation of ours. They sacrificed their youths and their adult life, giving their best for Nigeria. So I feel Nigeria now shouldn't abandon them. A lot is being done, and with the new minister of His Honorable Minister of Defense, General C.G. Musa, retired, he understands the plight of the veterans, and that's why he added this celebration to the event of the Armed Forces Remembrance Day. So a lot has to be done. It's not easy. I wouldn't say we are having it fun. It's because I'm here, I'm active, I'm moving around, I'm doing my best. I try my best to get funds from private or public organization. Whatever it is we get, we carry it to the veterans that are there. But a lot more needs to be done for the veterans.
Talking about doing a lot more for the veterans, you and I were at a celebration recently, and at some point in time, your course mates in the Nigerian Defense Academy, those who paid the ultimate price, were recognized. A 1 minute silence was observed for them. And in the last 10 to 15 years, Nigeria has witnessed serious insecurity challenges, which has led to widows. What are the realities of widows of fallen men of the armed forces and the children? What sort of reality do they face today? And where do you think the biggest gaps in support still exist?
Yes, thank you for being part of the reunion we had to celebrate the newly promoted Brigadier Generals, Commodores and Air Commodores. Let me state this before I speak about the dependents, the wives and the children and the situation they are going through. From the Nigerian military school, so many of us, same like you, we started our military journey from the early age of 11, 10 at the Nigerian military school, Zaria. So many of us have served this nation for about 20 to 30 years already, giving our best. And I can tell you, from those that we started with the Nigerian military school, Nigerian Defense Academy, I can tell you that from the time we've been commissioned till now, more than 30 of our colleagues have died, paying the supreme price for this, our nation. Lieutenant Colonel Abu Ali, Lieutenant Colonel Manu Zagi, Lieutenant Colonel Anago Amanze, Lieutenant Colonel Kabiru Yusuf, Major S.K. Umaru, Major Dalaki, Major Sakaba, a lot. I can just keep calling you. These are people that we trained with in the academy for 5 years. Some my mates, some my juniors and my seniors. So I can tell you more than 30 have died. These are just officers, not to talk about the soldiers, airmen, and the ratings. So we really have to honor them. And that's why the Armed Forces Celebration and Remembrance Day is here, to honor these our fallen heroes. We can't really repay back the families, the wives especially, we say those in charge of the home front, for holding the homes together. So back to the families, the wives and children. So there's this dependent fund that they give the families once the breadwinner killed in action, missing in action, or has died, paying the supreme price. Just like I said earlier on, nothing can replace the loved one. Nothing can replace that father or husband at home or brother. So it's the military is doing its best, but that's why colleagues too and classmates and classmates also come in and augment whatever that comes in. But really, nothing can return what has been lost. Just the little that is given back, the payment that needs to come to them, and also a lot of talk, appreciation. Just like during the program, funds were raised, almost about 10 million for widows of veterans in Jaji, Kaduna, and also it's going to spread to other places. And the foundation too, Veterans Outreach Foundation of the IBI, is also going to partner with that organization so that we touch the lives of more widows of veterans. But the truth is that I can't really say that it's Uhuru, they are all doing fine. No, the breadwinner is gone, the father is gone, the husband is gone. You can't get that back. But little is being done, or the best the military can do, they are trying for the loved ones.
Life during the transition phase, transitioning from military to civilian life, can be very difficult. So what would you say are some of the most pressing challenges that ex-servicemen encounter in this transition process? And what kind of support do you have? Is there some sort of psychosocial support? What are the supports, the areas that you think you're struggling with and you need an improvement?
Acquisition.
Yes.
So PTSD is one of the biggest issues. I think some post-traumatic stress disorder, you know, some of these people with the last 10 years or 15 years since the insecurity became something else, a crop of officers have really not seen peace in this country. I'll tell you, since the insurgency commenced in the northeast and what we are having in the southeast, and then now in the northwest with bandits all over, a generation of officers have not seen peace. All they've been seeing has been battle, fighting, losing colleagues, loved ones, friends, brothers, comrades, a lot they've lost. So PTSD is one of the biggest issues, and that's why there's a lot of discussion happening with National Hospital, the Trauma Center, how to really speak with them and integrate them. Because you've given your life, many years of your life, serving this nation in one particular aspect of field. You're a professional in using the gun. But once you retire, you don't use that skill anymore. You have to now transition being an entrepreneur, a farmer, or something. And that's why we have the resettlement center, Armed Forces Resettlement Center in Oshodi, Lagos, where before you retire, you go there, you learn one or two skills. Is it tailoring? Is it carpentry? Is it whatever it is you feel you can do? While some of the officers also go to Pan-African Atlantic University in Lagos or outside the country to learn one or two things about entrepreneurship. But the formative years has already been built serving this nation in security-related matters. So that's why we'll be coming here with some of our programs, skill acquisition program. We get the people in partnership with SMID, and of course, how can they assist these people and niche that to teach them some skills. Our military personnel, I'm telling you, I've trained with them as some of the most intelligent and well-educated and vast in different fields. So I know they are very smart and intelligent, and they can fit into the society. But it will take a little bit of time for them to leave the uniform, what they've been doing. They've been structured, disciplined in one way of life, but after retiring, everything changes, you know, coming back to the society, you see a different life completely from what you had before. Absolutely. So the IBI Foundation, in partnership with others, we are doing our little best. It's massive, because if you hear the number of our personnel coming out, retiring, and don't know what to do, because sometimes you have the money, but how do you invest right? And that's where we come in with the Veterans Outreach and other skill acquisition programs in partnership with the Nigerian Armed Forces.
Thank you so much, Lieutenant Commander Ibrahim Baba Inna, retired CEO and founder of the IBI Foundation. It was an absolute pleasure speaking with you, and also speaking with the distinguished fellow ex-boy of the Nigerian Military School, Zaria. Always a pleasure. Continue the great work you do, and will continue to support and celebrate members of the Nigerian Armed Forces.
Thank you for your service.
Thank you.